In Las Vegas, January 2025, the friendly match between Inter Miami and Club América wasn't just any ordinary game. The stadium held 65,000 people, and the vast majority were Mexican fans. As soon as the match started, boos and insults directed at Messi began to rise. Mexican supporters had been harboring massive anger toward Messi since the 2022 World Cup, because Argentina had beaten Mexico 2-0, eliminating them, and Messi had scored an incredible goal in that match. From the stands, chants like "Messi is trash" and "Argentina is nothing" were being shouted. Some fans were even making insulting chants about Messi's family. This wasn't just soccer rivalry. This was a personalized hate campaign. Messi appeared uncomfortable with the situation, but tried to stay calm. His teammates told him, "Forget it, Leo. Don't let their words get to you." But the voices from the stands never stopped. Throughout the first half, every time Messi touched the ball, boo sounds filled the stadium. Even when Messi fell on the grass, laughter echoed from the stands. Such an organized hate campaign was something Messi rarely experienced in his career. The atmosphere was electric with hostility. You could feel the tension in the air. This wasn't just about soccer anymore, it had become personal. The Mexican fans wanted to break Messi's spirit, to make him feel unwelcome on American soil. In the 31st minute, Club América took a 1-0 lead with Henry Martin's goal. After this goal, the Mexican fans' joy skyrocketed. Chants of "Where's Messi? Where's Messi?" began rising from the stands. But the real provocation came after the goal. A huge banner was unfurled in the upper tier of the stands. "Messi, you're finished! You're old and slow!" This banner was captured close-up by cameras and instantly started going viral on social media. A group of Mexican fans went even further. Reminding everyone that Messi was 37 years old, they opened written banners saying, "Retire Messi! MLS garbage suits you." Some even started waving Cristiano Ronaldo jerseys. The biggest provocation in the stands came with a sign held by one fan. "Messi, World Cup was your last chance. You can't win anything anymore." This sign was so arrogant that it even belittled Messi's 2022 World Cup victory. The attacks continued on social media too. Mexican influencers started sharing videos mocking Messi's performance. The "Messi finished" hashtag began trending. During this time, Messi looked hurt but maintained his silence. His teammates, Luis Suarez and Jordi Alba, tried to support him. "Leo, stay calm. You'll give them your answer on the field," Suarez said. The noise was deafening. Every touch, every pass, every movement by Messi was met with a wall of sound designed to intimidate. But those who knew Messi well could see something different in his eyes. A quiet determination building. Messi didn't respond to any of the provocations. At the press conference, when journalists asked about this topic, he simply said, "I'm focused on soccer." This silence was different from normal for those who knew him. Teammates revealed that Messi was very quiet in the locker room. Normally joking and talkative, Messi had barely spoken before the match. He was just tying his shoelaces and lost in thought. Javier Mascherano, as coach, knew Messi very well. "When Leo gets like this, it means he's preparing to do something," he said later. "When he goes quiet, it's like the calm before the storm." In the first half, Messi had played with the ball less than usual, as if he was holding back, conserving his energy. His teammates were aware of this too. Jordi Alba said, "I'd seen that look in Leo's eyes before. That was the look of revenge." At halftime in the locker room, Messi said nothing. He just stood up and said, "Be ready for the second half." Seeing such a quiet Messi was strange for everyone. The provocations from the stands continued even before the second half started. Mexican fans were tearing up Messi's photos and wearing t-shirts with "Finish GOAT" written on them. You could feel the weight of expectation. The whole soccer world was watching. Would the 37-year-old Messi respond to these brutal taunts? Or would this be the moment that proved his critics right? When the second half started, Messi's game had completely changed. He was now more aggressive and determined. Every touch of the ball had a clear purpose: to score and silence these arrogant comments. The critical moment came in the 33rd minute. Jordi Alba crossed from the left wing. Luis Suarez controlled the ball with his head and left it for Messi in the penalty area. When Messi received the ball, there were 3 Mexican defenders around him. Under normal circumstances, this was a very difficult position. Messi had received the ball inside the penalty area with his back to goal. Club America's goalkeeper, Rodolfo Cota, was well positioned, and there were defensive players between him and the goal. But Messi felt something at that moment. The boo sounds from the stands were ringing in his ears. Words like, "Finished Messi," "old and slow," were going through his mind. This was the time to respond to them. When Messi received the ball, he first made a movement to the right. The defenders thought he would go in that direction. But then, with a sudden turn, he spun to the left. This movement was so quick that it made you forget he was 37 years old. The move that followed would become one of the most beautiful moments in soccer history. Messi, without any hesitation, lifted his head and made a beautiful header toward the goal. This was a header goal that we very rarely saw in Messi's career. The crowd held its breath. Time seemed to slow down. This wasn't just about scoring a goal. This was about answering years of doubt, criticism, and arrogance with pure skill and determination. When the second half started, Messi's game had completely changed. He was now more aggressive and determined. Every touch of the ball had a clear purpose: to score and silence these arrogant comments. The critical moment came in the 33rd minute. Jordi Alba crossed from the left wing. Luis Suarez controlled the ball with his head and left it for Messi in the penalty area. When Messi received the ball, there were 3 Mexican defenders around him. Under normal circumstances, this was a very difficult position. Messi had received the ball inside the penalty area with his back to goal. Club America's goalkeeper, Rodolfo Cota, was well positioned, and there were defensive players between him and the goal. But Messi felt something at that moment. The boo sounds from the stands were ringing in his ears. Words like "Finished Messi," "old and slow," were going through his mind. This was the time to respond to them. When Messi received the ball, he first made a movement to the right. The defenders thought he would go in that direction. But then, with a sudden turn, he spun to the left. This movement was so quick that it made you forget he was 37 years old. The move that followed would become one of the most beautiful moments in soccer history. Messi, without any hesitation, lifted his head and made a beautiful header toward the goal. This was a header goal that we very rarely saw in Messi's career. The crowd held its breath. Time seemed to slow down. This wasn't just about scoring a goal. This was about answering years of doubt, criticism, and arrogance with pure skill and determination. The ball went into the net in a way the goalkeeper couldn't reach. 1-1. Messi had scored Inter Miami's equalizing goal with a header. This goal wasn't just a goal. It was the perfect answer to all those arrogant comments. What Messi did after the goal surprised everyone. He didn't run, didn't shout, didn't even celebrate. He just stood there and looked toward the stands. Then he showed the number 3 with his finger and said, "Well, usted," and "you guys." This gesture reminded everyone that Argentina had 3 World Cups while Mexico had none. But Messi did this very calmly and coolly. There was no aggression, no ugliness, just a quiet but effective response. The Mexican fans in the stands were shocked. Messi, whom they had just called finished, had scored a magnificent header and quietly responded to them. Suddenly there was silence in the stadium. The situation changed instantly on social media too. The Messi finished hashtag was replaced by Messi Masterclass and Never Doubt Messi hashtags. The fans who had opened those arrogant banners were now quietly sitting in their seats. Messi's teammates ran to congratulate him, but he was still very calm. Luis Suarez said, "Leo, I'll never forget this goal. How you stayed calm and responded was incredible." For the rest of the match, Messi played as if nothing had happened. He didn't look for more goals, didn't respond to provocations. He had simply done his job and given his answers silently. The beauty of the moment wasn't lost on anyone. Here was a 37-year-old legend facing a stadium full of hatred, responding not with words or gestures of anger, but with pure soccer brilliance. The match ended 1-1, but the winner was clear: Messi. Millions of people on social media were talking about this goal. Comments like, "At 37, scoring with a header and responding silently, this is the real GOAT," were going viral. At the post-match press conference, journalists asked Messi about this special moment. Messi gave a very humble answer. "Soccer is spoken on the field. I just try to do my best for my team." This incident started being shared on social media as a big lesson. People were appreciating Messi's maturity, calmness, and silent response. "This is how great men respond" was being written. Even Mexican fans began to respect Messi after the match. Some admitted, "We were wrong, Messi is truly legendary." Those who had opened the arrogant banners quietly left the stadium. This incident showed how great Messi was not only in soccer, but also as a character. Responding silently to provocations was the work of true champions. Avera Mascherano said after the match, "What Leo showed today wasn't just soccer skill. This was the maturity and character he gained in his 20-year career. That goal should be remembered not only in soccer history, but also in terms of sporting character." Finally, that night, a small child in the stands asked his father, "Dad, why didn't Messi shout when he scored?" His father gave this answer, "Because, son, real kings rule silently." This story gave a message to the whole world. Age is just a number. Nothing can stand in front of your character and talent. Messi continues to give lessons to the world, even at 37. The lesson was simple but powerful. Class is permanent. Talent speaks louder than words. And sometimes the most devastating response is the quietest.